I go broke spending money on this gas.
That's ridiculous. That's what I'm thinking. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, my buggy's like halfway full now, and it's over $100.
You don't want to sit in the house all day. But with these gas prices, they making us sit in the house all day.
Last week, I paid $2.45 for gas per gallon. And because we wanted to bomb Iran, now it's at $3.09. This is discounted because shout out Cumberland Farms. Don't we love war?
Why is gas $5 a gallon? And like, why do I have to pay rent? And why is rent so high? And why do I have to drive my car and get the gas that I have to get to go to the job that I have to pay for rent? Why do I have to do all of that stuff? And why are you making it so fucking expensive to do it? I don't even want to get out and pump my gas. It feels like getting out and just knowing someone's gonna fucking stab you. Why would you get out? This is beginning. This is the beginning of life. What am I supposed to do forever? It's gonna fucking horror.
What are we supposed to do forever? And she's not being dramatic. She's asking the question that nobody in a suit wants to answer. Gas goes up, rent goes up, wages stay exactly where they are. And somehow the person crying in their car is the one being called soft. Somewhere right now, an oil executive is looking at record profits while she's looking at an empty tank. That's not politics. That's just the math of who wins and who loses in this system.
First.
Y'all, somebody tell me why the fuck gas price is so high that the mailman is working from home today. He just called and read all my bills out loud to me. The fucker, if you don't get your ass on, man.
Today I went to go get gas, but gas prices were so high. I forgot that you can only get gas at certain times.
She has a full gas strategy, loyalty points, expiration dates, specific days of the week, specific stations. This woman is running a whole operation just to afford her commute. And here's the thing. This is actually smart. This is what financial survival looks like right now. When filling your tank requires a calendar and a rewards app and a backup plan for when the points expire, something has gone deeply wrong. Not with her, with the system she's being forced to navigate. The hustle is real. The respect is there. But nobody should need a PhD in gas station loyalty programs just to get to work. This is what making it work looks like when the margin between okay and broke is measured in cents per gallon.
I can only fill up my tank certain days of the week. I went to go get gas today and I was like, crap, it's not Friday. So I literally had to get gas just to go make it to the next gas station. Because here's my gas strategy. I have enough points on Wawa to get 20 cents off per gallon, but I didn't go to Wawa because Wawa's not my everyday gas station. And my points expire June 1st, so I'm like, I gotta get gas from Wawa when I need to fill up my tank, when I need to get the most gas. I usually get gas from BP, but on Fridays at BP, gas is 20 cents off per gallon in May. So I was like, I can't fill my gas tank up at BP on a non-Friday.
Ticket prices are being certainly influenced by fuel prices. Our jet fuel prices have doubled just within the last 60 days. And fuel is our single biggest cost that we incur, second only to the cost of our people. So I'd say at Delta, the overall costs are up probably in the 10 to 15% range. At any point in time, there's different snapshots. We are absorbing probably 50% of the cost on our own, and probably about 50% will go into pricing.
A lot of people wonder, they see the oil prices go up. They understand why you have to pass on the high prices. Will you lower prices once, hopefully, oil prices drop?
There's no question as oil prices come down, we're a very competitive industry.
Yeah.
And we will all make certain that we're keeping our customers by our side. So, yes, I think you'll see, and over time that happens, because we've had $100 oil prices in the past. This is not the first time. And we've seen prices, fluctuate based on that input cost, because we don't have a lot of control of it. Delta, we're a little different. We own our
Kenya shut down, not slowed down, shut down, exams canceled, buses parked, people walking 20 kilometers just to reach a job that might not even be open when they get there. And the reporter said it so plainly it almost gets lost. This situation has been so frightening for everyone, for me, for the people around me. That's not a statistic. That's a human being describing the collapse of daily life in real time. Fuel prices don't stay abstract for long. At some point, they stop being a number on a sign and start being a reason why your kid missed their exam, why you didn't make rent, why the bus never came. What's happening in Nairobi is not a distant problem. It's a preview of what happens everywhere when governments wait too long and prices climb too fast. The difference between inconvenience and catastrophe is thinner than most people want to believe.
Our own refinery outside of Philadelphia, and that's helped us absorb also some of the cost.
This genuinely surprised me. High gas prices are apparently not enough to reduce Twin Cities traffic, at least on the interstate. I'm Kent Erdahl, and I'm about to show you a graph from MnDOT that genuinely surprised me a bit today. It represents vehicle miles traveled on several local interstates where they can monitor volume. Now, 2026 traffic is in blue right here, and 2025 traffic is in orange. And if we zoom in to the beginning of March, when the war in Iran began, you can see that blue line dipped a bit as gas prices soared. But look at what's happened since. Volume hasn't just recovered, it's stayed ahead consistently of 2025. Now, that backs up data we also got from Upside, the gas rewards app, which found that customers have been cutting back on the amount of gas they buy per trip since the war started. But they are still driving and stopping at stations more often. So how do we explain this? Well, we know people are searching for deals right now, so maybe we're all just driving around more to find those deals. Tell me what you think. I'm Kent Erdahl. Follow for more news.
I've just landed back in Malawi and I quickly wanted to...
Gas prices soared, and people kept driving. Traffic actually increased. What this data is really telling you is that driving isn't a choice for most people. It's survival infrastructure. There's no option B. There's no train. There's no bus that gets you there on time. So people drive more to find cheaper gas, which burns more gas, which is the most perfectly broken loop imaginable. And the people designing policy have somehow not connected those two dots yet.
Show you something. It's hard to see because of the sun, but the fuel prices right now for unleaded are 6,209 and diesel is 6,687. When I was here in January, it was about 2,200 or 2,500, and that's because, excuse the motorbike, the fuel prices right now in Malawi are the second highest, not just in Africa, but in the world, which is crazy considering what people are having to do to survive here. It means all taxis, all transport, all deliveries, everything that you need to get from town. If I'm trying to get it at a lake for something like the school build, it's absolute chaos. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of context. Keep in touch, keep an eye on the page, and I'll keep updating you. I can actually see a Gulu Wampulu heading towards me as I've arrived. Crazy.
Fuel prices really have many African countries on chokeslam. Kenyans are protesting the soaring fuel prices right now. Media reports say public transport is shut down and protesters have blocked roads in Nairobi.
The operators have vowed to maintain the pressure on government so that the government can bring down the cost of fuel products in the country. Buses like this, which would normally be on the road at this time of the day, have been stuck at the bus stops all day without movement. And this is not just in Nairobi, but in many other parts of the country. Kenyans who had to report to work had to walk tens of kilometers to get to their workplaces without a guarantee of getting transport back home.
The situation is not comfortable. I've just managed to walk to cover around 20 kilometers. I walked 10 in the morning, and right now I'm just covering another 10.
The situation has been so frightening for everyone, for me, for the people around me. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to head to work. We don't know how to head to schools. We don't know basically how to survive. And given the states of living, you can't just stay at home, really. You want to go and work. You want to go and find means to eat.
Everything has been cancelled. We had some students who were supposed to be taking the exams today. So literally, exams have been cancelled, have been postponed.
Kenya, like many other African countries, depends on fuel imports from the Gulf, but the Iran war and disruptions to shipping traffic in the Strait of Hormuz are causing major supply disruptions.
With gas prices being higher than you were in your high school bathroom, let's see how much it costs to fill up a completely empty JZX100 Toyota Chaser. Gonna have to use this toilet paper to wipe my tears because I know this is gonna cost a ton of money at $5 a gallon for 93. And here goes nothing, Chasman. Time to roast my wallet. Dude, that is just brutal. $10 for 2 gallons is just... Dude, are you nuts? $30 for 6 gallons? Buddy, at this point, milk is less expensive than gasoline. Ooh. Are you gonna stop? Come on, really? No, this is getting ridiculous. You're kidding me. $55 to fill up a Toyota? And it's still going. Please stop. Please. Holy smokes, it just keeps getting worse. Time's ticking. You know you don't have to make me broke, right? $70. Oh my God! This is insane. Oh my goodness.
Huh?
Almost $80 to fill up a Toyota. Bro, I'm cooked. Like, they're trying to make us broke, seriously.
I want to show you guys something. This is why I get pissed off. Pump stops at 150. I'm not even at 3/4 of a tank. And here's the reason why. Because it's $5.50 for a gallon of freaking diesel. And y'all wonder why some of us are pissed off. Because we use our trucks to make a living. Because that's money. Money. I don't need a single stay-at-home MAGA mom telling me I'll deal with it for a little bit longer if it just makes us better as a nation. Shut up.
$150 at the pump, and he's still not at 3/4 of a tank. That one word, shut up, carries everything. The exhaustion, the disrespect he feels when someone who's never worked a truck tells him to be patient. Diesel at $5.50 doesn't care about your patience. It just eats your margin alive. This man's livelihood runs on fuel, not optimism. And when the cost of doing your job becomes unsustainable, you don't get to just pivot. You don't get to work from home. You drive or you don't eat. That's the reality these numbers represent when they stop being percentages and start being a guy watching $150 disappear before the tank is even full.
So we look at these numbers, not a surprise given the skyrocketing price of fuel. That's got to be the driver here.
It is. And anybody who's taken a bus past a gas station has seen the increase in fuel. It's not just what you and I pay at the pump. It's that every company that delivers anything has to pay more for diesel, for jet fuel, for cargo ship fuel, for anything that uses fuel, which is pretty much everything. So StatCan says gasoline prices alone were up 28.6 in April, and that was the big surge here. This has, as high as it is, and this is high. 2.8% is the highest we've seen in, I think, 2 years now. And as high as it is, it still came in lower than expectation. We had seen some predictions coming in around like 3.1% increase. So what happened? Turns out the core measures that strip out, food and gas, the more volatile stuff, they were able to hold their ground, right around 2%. And what that tells us here is that the price increases have largely been contained to the energy sector. We haven't seen them bleed into everything else. As I say, that word yet does a lot of work in that sentence, that the ability of a business to hold the line on prices, that if you're shipping stuff and your increases for cost of shipping and diesel have gone up last month and they go up this month, do you still hold the line and say, well, I can't pass that on to my consumers, at least not yet? But at month 3, at a month 4, do you? That's where we're looking, and that's what we're going to be looking for going forward. But the fact that it hasn't happened yet is the thing that, you probably heard the giant heaving sigh of relief of policymakers across the country when they looked at that.
Policymakers exhaled because inflation came in softer than expected. And meanwhile, the woman with the Wawa points is rationing fill-ups by day of the week. That gap right there, between what the dashboard reads and what people are actually living, is the whole story. 28.6% jump in gasoline prices in April alone. And the headline is, well, it could have been worse. Could have been worse doesn't fill your tank. The word doing the most work in that entire segment was yet. Prices haven't bled into everything else yet. That yet is a timer, and nobody seems to be treating it like one. Businesses absorbing shipping cost increases month 1, month 2. But at month 3, month 4, who pays? You already know who pays. The relief in that room was real, but it was also premature, and the people at the pump already know it.
Raise fuel prices up! Fuel prices is up! I just got back into the business, and y'all done raised the freaking fuel prices up! Y'all done raised the prices up $5 a gallon for fuel? Are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? What is going on? What is going on? I'm tired of this. I'm tired. I just got back into trucking, and y'all done raised the fuel prices so high? Are y'all crazy? This shit don't make no sense. This don't make no fucking sense. I'm pissed. I'm pissed, and I'm going off for all of y'all. It's all of y'all fault. Dang! Like, y'all see this sign? This sign says $4.99 a gallon!
Gasoline prices rose another nickel at the pump in the U.S. overnight, according to the Motoring Club AAA. It says the average price for a gallon of regular is now $3.54 a gallon. That's more than 50 cents higher than it was 10 days ago. NPR's Camilla Dominowski says prices could soon climb higher.
If the conflict does stretch on, a lot of analysts expect these prices to go up. And if anything, it's surprising that prices weren't much higher than this much sooner. The flow of traffic through the key waterway, the Strait of Hormuz, that dried up more than a week ago.
Speaking at a press conference yesterday in Florida, Trump had this warning for Iran if they try to stop the global oil supply chain.
Or we'll take them out so quickly, they'll never be able to recover, ever.
Meanwhile, Energy Secretary Chris Wright said...
She said analysts are surprised prices didn't spike harder. Faster? That's where we are now. The bar is, at least it wasn't worse yet. Strategic Petroleum Reserve sitting at 400 million barrels, and they're still just considering a release. The people who needed that decision made were already at the pump weeks ago. Bold to fight a global supply crisis with press conferences while your own citizens are counting change at the gas station.
As the U.S. is considering a release of oil from its own strategic reserves. From Colorado Public Radio, Isan Takor reports.
During a tour of a natural gas plant in Colorado, Wright said the U.S. is considering, quote, coordinated releases of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The SPR sits on the Gulf Coast and currently holds more than 400 million barrels of oil. The war in Iran is choking global oil supplies. A coordinated release from countries like the U.S., France, Canada, and more could help stabilize prices. Here's Wright.
But we do have our gasoline and our diesel and our jet fuel prices up. That hurts American citizens, consumers. We are doing everything we can to alleviate that.
No decision has been made yet about a release. For NPR News, I'm Ishan Takor in Platteville, Colorado.
I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News. For more of today's news, be sure to like and follow us or check out NPR News Now, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, how are you? Doing good. $1.95. You can insert it there. Right there.
Excuse me, y'all. I just ran out of gas and I ain't got the money.
Telephone man, there's something wrong with my life. When I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time.
البنزين غالي عادي جدا. جبت لكم احدث تكنولوجيا زيرو انبعاثات بمحرك واحد حصان فعلي بياكل برسيم 95 وما بيحتاجش تغيير زيت. يلا يا شقاوة على الدايري.
Fuel up, bro. I'll go pay. How much? Fill it to the top.
$1.95, counting it out at the pump. Asking what it'll even get him, this is the number that never shows up in the inflation report. Not a percentage, not a quarterly figure. Just a man with what he has, hoping it's enough to get somewhere. Every single person in this video, the woman crying in her car, the trucker watching $150 vanish, the Kenyans walking 20 kilometers, they're all saying the exact same thing in different languages. The math is broken, and the people with the power to fix it are still debating whether to release the reserve. This is what the delay costs. It costs this, a man at a pump counting ones and hoping.
Mr. Hanley, can you please start my jerry can? Replace the pump. I know that guy! Boys, come on!